Hi, and welcome along to another episode of Arsenal Fan Circle. Yesterday, we had a press conference with the manager, and very politely and courteously, he said that we would just be conducting loan deals as a club in this window. There's quite a few um, ideas and theories about this that have been going around, but here's what I think about it. I feel like the Raul and Sven and Emery have gotten together and decided there's not much business to be done out there in the market, and they're going to wait and hold their funds, which will become more available in the summertime, which I'll get onto that very shortly. And so, in the light of that news, we are going where players are more readily available and we can do better things in the transfer market. We have 5 or 6 players, and most of them in the defensive areas that have become available. Um, their injuries have cleared up, and they'll be ready for a selection very soon in the next few games. But I feel like there was kind of an impasse between Emery and Raul and Sven in terms of their approach. Emery did want to get Ever Banega. I think that's being reported quite widely at this point, and the club were unwilling to push the boat out for a player of a certain age group. We are looking at our squad aging, and I think Raul and Sven did not want to increase or continue that kind of transfer policy of bringing in older players who are just going to not have a transfer value in a couple of years. Um, I feel like their approach is we're looking at established teams that are ahead of us in the league that are, as I've said before, 2 and 3 years into their projects. And in everything in life, there is a cycle. So we have Manchester City, Liverpool, and Tottenham basically who have established managers, established systems, and established playing staff. But those cycles are coming to an end in the next few years. And I feel like Raul and Savannah are trying to position themselves so that they can take advantage of that cycle in maybe 2 years from now and have a established team and maybe a young team, which I'll get onto in a little bit as well. But our transfer policy in the month of January has been altered slightly, and I think Emery is actually trying to continue the good feel vibe in the club. Now, bear with me a minute. I know this does not sound like a good feel vibe right now, and because a lot of fans are outraged out there. But I feel like it's like a plaster. You got to rip it off real quickly, and that's what Emery was trying to do with that press conference. So we are coming to terms with the fact that we cannot get a permanent deal signed this month, and we have to go with loans. And that's just reality of the situation. Our injuries are clearing up, and we will have a fuller squad again to pick from. So I think the Ever Banega thing kind of crystallized between Emery and Sven and Raul, and that has sort of honed in on what we're going to do as a strategy in the summertime. Um, so Emery will have known as well. Emery will have known as well Wenger's past and what issues we had in terms of signing players. I'm sure he went into the position knowing the situation. A lot of fans are saying, why did Emery not know this was going to happen? He must have known the funds available. He must have known what was going on. But I think that Emery has calculatedly said this thing in the press conference so that he can keep the fans' minds concentrated on this is what we have to work with and this is what we're going to move forward with. Now, let's not panic. We are 3 points off of the top 4. So this is not a catastrophe by any means. Sure, I would like a player signed in this window. I would like a defender like everyone else. We have aging defenders, some of which are going to get moved on in the summertime. So we need to move forward, and we need to keep the good vibe that's been happening with Emery recently. I feel like we are forgetting that we had a 22 game unbeaten streak, unbeaten run, and if we have a strong second half, we can possibly reach the top four. Um, the club is gambling on the fact that Emery can get the best out of the players. He has gotten the best out of the players, but we need to move on some of the more established players who are on higher wage bills. And because of financial fair play, this is the situation that we're in right now. The team of Emery, Raul, and Sven are trying to manage the situation from previous incumbents, the previous regime that were there before. It's going to take a few windows. It's going to take some time, and Emery needs the fans to understand this and realize this. But if you liked what I had to say, please subscribe and like and comment down there. Hit that bell notification so that you get notified that when I'm dropping new videos. I would like to give my shout outs to Luca Quarta. If you have an opportunity to go over, check out his YouTube. He gives detailed transfer dealings every day, and he gives updated previews on the games that were coming up. And I would also like to thank my few subscribers, not many at this point. Please, I appreciate all of you guys subscribing to me, and I want to give a shout out to Humphrey Emanuel. So thank you to everyone who subscribes to me. I've got 21 right now. I would love to get to 25 over the weekend if that's at all possible. It's just 4 more subs, please. 4 more subs, guys. It would make my weekend. And we play West Ham tomorrow, so we will be having more content with I'm trying to hook up something with Gunded News, so shout out to Gunded News. We are going to get this Arsenal fan circle together, and we're going to start previewing, and I'm going to be bringing new personalities into the fold, into the circle, so we can talk about all things Arsenal. I appreciate your time in watching me, and I promise that there will be many more videos coming, so please stick with me on this exciting journey. We're heading into the second half of the season with Unai Emery and this new Arsenal side, and there'll be many more videos. Exciting times ahead. I know it doesn't seem like that right now, Arsenal fans, but please, let's look at the track record of the side of the 3 new guys that have come in the last 7 to 12 months. It started with Aubameyang, and then we got Bernd Leno and Torreira, and we got Socrates. Now, let's not talk about Lichtsteiner. He was the one big negative, but I feel like those other players have been a positive influence on the squad and have helped us so far, and they can help us in the second half of the season. Injuries are going to clear up. We're going to get more and more consistency in our results. We've not had any shocking defeats under Emery, except for the Southampton game and the Liverpool game, and we can explain those away in very easy circumstances, very difficult circumstances, but 2 different circumstances, but they're explained away. Apart from those 2 results, we've had a consistency under the new manager, so let's support the new guys that are in there. They're trying to clean up an absolute mess that has been left with the club. Contracts have been mismanaged, but we're trying to move forward, and I'm going to talk about possibly in the future some other